My channel where females learn about their bodies and optimize their health. Today I'm going to be giving you special FBI training. You see that I do not put Nigerian police training, FBI training, because you're going to be learning how to spot a problem fast. It's so important for you to know when something is wrong in your body and to know the signs to look out for. You'll be able to catch these problems early, and the earlier you actually catch diseases and infections, the faster you can get treated, and the less likely they will cause a lot of wahala long term. But the longer some of these infections stay in your body, the more problems they can cause in the long run. So I advise you to share this video with your friends as well, so they can also learn how to catch it early. So just grab your pen, grab your paper, grab whatever it is you need to keep all these things in your mind. So let's get into it. The first thing I put here is itching, and the reason why I put this is that people take itching for granted. So you have to learn that if you have any form of itching down there, do not take it for granted. Number one, if you feel itchy, the first thing I want you to ask yourself is that, have you started using a new underwear? So is there any underwear that you just got newly, maybe a new material you might be reacting to? And if this is the case, once you stop using that underwear, once you stop using whatever it is, a new product, a new anything on that area, once you stop using it, the itching should actually go. But if you stop using it and the itching still continues for about 2 days, 3 days, I advise you go to the hospital immediately. Also, if you just shaved as well, we have those new growths that might be coming out that might be causing a lot of itching. But when the hair grows well, or if you shave again, the itching should subside. If these two things are not the case, I advise you to go to the hospital immediately, because itching is a very, very important symptom, or it's a very, very important thing to look out for. I don't want you to think that, oh, itching happens like it's normal. I've been itching for like 2 years. Please, no, it is not normal in any way. So if you have any itching down there in your vulva area, then it's very important for you to go to the hospital to get it checked out. So number two, odd discharge, and this odd discharge will now depend on what is normal for you. So if you've not been taking note of what your discharge looks like, I advise you start doing that today. Know what is normal in terms of what it looks like, the color, how much normally comes out, and also the smell. So it's very, very important. If you know that your vaginal discharge has started smelling a little bit off, or the color is not what it used to be, then I advise you to go to the hospital immediately to get checked out. So this is very, very important, and that's why I advise that you actually use panty liners, because panty liners will help you to be able to spot a problem immediately. And with panty liners, you can actually see the color of your discharge more clearly on a white background than if you're seeing it on different color panties every day. So it's very important for you to, like I said, know what is normal for you, and if you see anything that is abnormal, go to the hospital immediately. So the third thing is bleeding, and I already know women of reproductive age from puberty to menopause, we bleed for our menstruation. But any form of bleeding you see that has nothing to do with your menstruation, you have to go to the hospital immediately. Another time I'll ask you to check for this is actually after having sexual intercourse. There's something we call post-coital bleeding, and that points to some problems that can be happening down there. So it's so important that if you see any form of bleeding, and by bleeding it might not even be so much like what you see on your period, you might just see spotting of 2 or 3 drops, or just like specks of blood. Any form of blood you see that is not associated with your menstruation or your period, I advise you to go to the hospital immediately. And I will now reiterate on my panty liner thing again. If you're using panty liner, when you have just few drops of blood, it will be easier to spot them than if you're using like panties that can come in different colors, and the spotting might not be obvious. So spotting is a no-no. Go to the hospital. So the third thing is burning pain, and this burning pain can come in different ways. You can have pain around that area. You can have pain when you're peeing. So if you notice that whenever you go to the toilet to pee, you feel like a burning sensation or like a sudden sharp pain. This sharp pain now is not just limited to your vaginal area. If you feel any sharp pain on your lower abdomen, I already told you in my womb video that this whole area here is your abdomen. Your stomach is just a small thing here that collects food inside your abdomen. So if you feel any pain in your lower abdomen, that's the lower part here, then I advise you to go to the hospital immediately to get checked out as well. I know we normally have this pain during our period, but those pains they normally come every month. So you know that once I see this pain, I see my period. But if you're seeing a pain that is not associated with your period, that is sharp, that is sudden, if you also have any burning, like I said, when you're urinating, it should not hurt. Go to the hospital immediately. So yes, if you see any swelling or any form of injury, and also it's just like an injury around this area, it's important for you to go to the hospital. So now, if it's something you didn't used to do before, start inspecting yourself. Put your hand and touch all these places. If you see anything like a lump or any form of swelling, even these 2 places here of your vulva, we already talked about these places, and we mentioned that this is called the labia majora, and I'll link my video here so you can look at all the parts of your vulva area. But basically, if you see any swelling around here, whether it's painful or it's not painful, go to the hospital. And if you see any injury around as well, go to the hospital. hospital. This is very important for you to inspect, because there are actually some diseases that will form an injury but it will not pain you. Yes. There's some diseases actually that if you look down, you see like an injury, like a wound, but you wouldn't feel any pain. And there's a type of sexually transmitted disease that can come this way. That's why it's not just, you don't just wait until you feel pain. It's actually good for you to inspect this area, and if you see any form of injury or any form of swelling, go to the hospital immediately. So now you already know the things to look out for. Don't say itching, it's just itching. So yes, that's a wrap for this video. The next thing we're going to be exploring is your menstrual cycle, and I am so excited for this one. That series is going to blow your mind. So many things you're going to learn there is going to influence how you see yourself and how you also relate to your health. I'm going to tell you what the menstrual cycle is. I'm going to be walking you through every single event of the menstrual cycle. I'm also going to be teaching you about contraceptives, how to prevent pregnancy. I'm going to be telling you how to be able to calculate your cycle, how to know when you're safe. By safe period, I mean the period where you're not likely to get pregnant, and when you're fertile, when you're likely to get pregnant. So if you know you've been trying to get pregnant and you've not been having much luck, you need to sit down on that series, because I'm going to be teaching you how to be able to time sexual intercourse, that your chances of getting pregnant will now be higher. If you have sex today, like that baby is going to enter. I'm going to be talking also about sexually transmitted disease. The gist in that series is going to be a lot, so just look out for it and share with your friends as well that want to have all this information at their fingertips. And yeah, but for our next video, I'm going to be introducing you to the menstrual cycle and telling you what it's about. And it does not matter what age you are, it does not matter if these things you need them or you don't need them right now, but eventually you're going to need them. And even if you don't need them, eventually someone around you might actually need this. Like, this might be the information they need to actually solve the problem or whatever it is that has been bothering them concerning their health. So yeah, that's that about that. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter. Share with your friends. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss anything, because every single upload is like a story. So we're going on a journey. Every single upload is linking to the next, is linking to the next, is linking to the next, and all that. So yeah, this was nice. See you on my next video. Bye.